This is the third step in the integration tutorial. At the end of the tutorial, we'll be able to make an Android build and deploy it on a device to check whether PlayZapp integration is successful or not. We'll be able to, if the integration is successful, we'll be able to see the PlayZapp screen, which starts up with the login screen first, and once the user is being logged in, it will give access to leaderboard, friends list, and quick play and other features. In this, let's first switch the platform to Android. Currently it's in PC, so I'm going to player settings, and then switching to Android and switch platform. So next is I'm going to change all the player settings like company name, product name, and as well as the package name. Product name, what I'm giving as Space Shooter Multiplayer. Next, I'm going to change the package name, which is in other settings, identification under bundle identifier com.test.spaceshooter, which is exactly the same as whatever I given in PlayZapp dev portal. And I'm gonna save it. So I'm saving the player settings. Next, I'm gonna create a new scene. PlayZapp actually works on concept of having a menu scene separately and the gameplay scene separately. So since we already have the existing gameplay scene, which is done main, so I'm gonna create another scene which is, I named it as done_menu. And next I'm gonna configure PlayZapp menu, which is a prefab, which you will see it under prefabs, and I'm gonna enter the game key, which is used to communicate between PlayZapp API, which actually authenticates your game. So I signed into PlayZapp and I'm copying the game key now. Pasting it, and next is I have to know what is the game mode I'm working on. I'm working on a time mode, so I am given time mode as 1, game mode as 1, and the objective of the game is 2 seconds. The target, that is whoever actually scores the max within the 2 minutes, so he'll be crowned as the winner. I'm gonna creating another game object, which is a menu game object, which I'll use it to create an instance of PlayZapp. I'm creating a canvas, but I already have created all the required things here, in the under PlayZapp demo prefabs. We'll see canvas menu, canvas main, all. So since I need the event system, so I had to create it, and then I deleted the canvas. So there are 2 buttons which are single player and multiplayer, and I'm gone to I have to add a background, which I'll use the same thing whatever I did it on the menu main scene. So I'm removing the scrolling script which is not required for the menu. I have to rotate the background now. Yeah, now it's perfect. So now I have to associate a script. What should happen on clicking this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script which is called as menu, a C# script. Done underscore menu.cs. Yeah. So I'm creating a game object which is going to hold the prefab. It's called PlayZapp, and I'm gonna instantiate the PlayZapp instance in the awake method. Game object pz equals game object find PlayZapp menu. I have to instantiate this object only if it doesn't exist, because we have to make sure that this is a singleton. It's not being instantiated. It doesn't have multiple instances running at any point of time. If it has multiple instances, then there might be a lot of issues. You might be playing with one opponent, but the response might not be going to the same opponent. So let's make sure that we have only one instance running at any point of time. So I have to check this whether it already exists. If it doesn't, then I'm creating it. So now it's ready. It's compiling. Let's see any errors. No. So I have to associate that script to that menu object and the PlayZapp prefab to it, to the game object. We have to really make sure that it doesn't have multiple instances running at any point of time. Since we'll be going back and forth into the game and back to the menu, this might create multiple instances. So since PlayZapp menu will not get destroyed even on unload, so we have to make sure that it has only one instance running at any time. So that is done now. So Next we have to actually write what should happen on clicking the multiplayer button. So I'm gonna write the event for what should happen on clicking the multiplayer button now. So public void on clicking multiplayer button. This is where I'm gonna load PlayZapp dashboard. This is the first call which you will be making when you are integrating PlayZapp into your game. We have two different instances. One is the PlayZapp menu and the other one is called as PlayZapp gameplay. So PlayZapp menu is a static instance, so you can directly call PlayZapp menu.instance.load PlayZapp. So when you make this call, automatically the login through Facebook, Google, or using your phone number, the login screen will be displayed, which is being part of the PlayZapp plugin itself. So automatically the login is taken care here. So I'm saving it and so this is like you will see only in like Android. So I'm gonna put a debug here because I need to know like whether the button click is actually really working. So PlayZapp dashboard loading. So I'm gonna associate that menu, done menu on click multiplayer button. Yes. So it's now associated. I'm gonna run it. I'm adding the scenes into the build settings. I'm running it now. There won't be any visible changes in it except we'll see the log being printed on clicking it. So this is the log which we actually added. PlayZapp dashboard loading. Now let's make a Android build, and once the build is made, if you deploy it on a device, you will see the menu screen with two buttons. One is the single player and and the other one is the multiplayer buttons. Once you hit multiplayer button, you will see the PlayZapp plugin being loaded. Like once a plugin is loaded, the first screen whatever you see is the login screen, which has Google sign in, Facebook sign in, and using your phone number you can sign in. So this is the basic step where we have actually integrated PlayZapp plugin into our game. So this actually tells us that this plugin is actually working now. This integration is successful. Let's move on to the next step where we'll see like how we can actually communicate between two players. like one player, two players play against each other and they can communicate against each other.